Hey everybody. So we've been asked to give y'all a few tips for team driving. And now, as we all know, everybody's situation is a little different. So, what works for us may not work for somebody else. But a few of the things that work for us is really trying to pay attention to my partner's, sleeping habits and things like that. Tiffany sleeps different than I do. And what that means is by your road speed, trying to, avoid, certain potholes, your driving styles, things like that. And proper planning of your stops and whatnot, because every time a team driver stops, if you're stopping, getting out, opening the door, closing the door, and you've got a partner that throughout their shift will stop 5 or 6 times, well, you're not getting any sleep. So proper planning, getting all your stuff together, making sure before after you've done your pre-trip and you're ready to drive and whatnot, just have all your things together and be ready to drive for a number of hours. I'd say at least 5 or 6 hours before you have to stop and possibly stop the truck and open the doors, make noise, things like that. That it's really important that you do that, because a bad night's rest, you'll start getting fatigued after a couple days, and that is the most important thing, in my opinion, that you can do is really value your partner's sleep.
And a way to do that is earplugs.
Earplugs
are important.
Yeah, earplugs help a lot. They cut down on a lot of the excess noise and whatnot. For some reason, I can't wear earplugs in this truck, because when I put them in, I hear the rear ends howling even more. So I don't. But this truck is pretty quiet. But if you have a louder truck, yeah, obviously that's a great thing to have. And those are just some of the few things that are really important to us. We could go into a bunch of other different things, but we're just going to try to keep the video short and then go from there.
And another thing that's really important is clear communication, because
yes,
if you don't have communication and there's questions or there's confusions, the trip is going to be chaotic. You can get into fights, you can get into arguments, there can be just some wrong turns made, whatever. Clear communication is very important. And if you happen to be traveling with a dog like Turbo, it really helps when both of you can help take care of that dog, because the dog is a whole extra, well, in my case, person. He's my baby, but he needs a lot of stuff. He has to be fed, he has to be walked, he has to sleep, he has to have his toys and all that crap. And it helps if there's just not one person. The whole burden of taking care of the animal is on one person. So Jeremy's really good about helping with Turbo. It's 50-50. We both help out with him. So
yeah, communication goes along with the planning, and all of that. And so just take those tips, do what you will with it, and just try to work together. That's the biggest key. Is working together. That's the most important thing of team driving. So hope this helps.
Y'all be safe.
Thanks.